Why a woman pulls away even when she obviously likes you, Old Stoic wisdom. Why does a woman pull away even when it's obvious she likes you? That's the question we're tackling in today's video. And trust me, it's one of the most misunderstood dynamics in dating. This question haunts many men, and for good reason. The emotional whiplash of seeing a woman go from warm and attentive to suddenly distant can leave even the most confident man rattled. Welcome to Stoicismwin, the place where men learn to lead with strength, attract with integrity, and live without chasing. Let's cut through the noise. This isn't about pickup tactics or guessing every word you said. It's about understanding a deeper, often overlooked truth, something Stoic thinkers understood well. People are unpredictable, and attachment to outcomes only brings suffering. She may have pulled back because of fear of vulnerability, fear of losing herself, fear of how much she actually likes you. Or maybe she needed space to process her feelings. What's critical is this: her pulling away doesn't always mean you did something wrong. Modern dating confuses many men because they mistake emotional intensity for emotional clarity. A woman can be wildly attracted to you and still step back, not because she's lost interest, but because she's trying to protect herself, test your strength, or regain control. 1. She pulls away because she's catching feelings. Yes, seriously, don't be fooled. When a woman pulls away, it's not always because she's losing interest or found someone else. That's the rookie assumption. Be smarter, be still, listen deeper. Sometimes, ironically, beautifully, maddeningly, she withdraws because her feelings are growing too fast. Yes, too much, too soon. That tenderness rising in her chest, that terrifying realization that she actually cares about you, that's not weakness, it's the trigger. The closer she feels to you, the more exposed she becomes. And for a woman who's been through emotional warfare before, betrayal, disappointment, abandonment, this vulnerability doesn't feel sweet. It feels dangerous. That emotional proximity, instead of drawing her in, flips the switch that tells her to run. That's right. She steps back, not because she wants out, but because she's falling in. And falling, to her, means risk. Risk of pain, risk of need, risk of losing control. So what does she do? She activates what Old Stoic wisdom would call the shield of self, preservation. It's not about you. It's about the echo of what came before you. Her past might be filled with promises that crumbled. Her heart might be trained to doubt safety when it starts to feel good. That's why you need an iron mind. You must not react with desperation, confusion, or anger. Don't chase. Don't panic. Be calm. Be steady. Be like a mountain in a storm, solid, unmoved, and dignified. That's the essence of Stoic principles. Don't be ruled by the chaos of another's emotions. Don't beg for reassurance. Don't ask her why she's distant every 5 minutes. Just notice and understand her retreat is not rejection. It's reflection. It's her figuring out if she's safe enough to let herself fall. A woman who pulls away when she's catching feelings is not abandoning you. She's checking the temperature of her own heart. She's asking, can I trust this man with the softest parts of me? So the worst thing you can do is collapse under that pressure. The best thing? Keep being the man she fell for in the first place, a man rooted in old Stoic wisdom, not shaken by passing winds, a man who knows that love isn't loud, it's strong, it's silent resilience, it's the iron mind in action. When she retreats, don't chase her shadow, be the light she remembers, because if her feelings are real, she'll circle back. That's the paradox. Pulling away is often the beginning of pulling closer, but only if she senses your strength, not your need. Stoic principles teach us this truth. Emotions are waves, not walls. Let them rise, let them fall. You must not drown in them. Let her feel what she feels. And in the meantime, be unshakable, be present, be still. The man who can hold space while she sorts her storm is the man she'll respect, desire, and trust. Let her retreat for now, but let your strength whisper one clear message. I'm still here, and I'm not afraid of your feelings. 2. She's testing you. You feel it. the spark, the chemistry, the way she lights up when you walk into the room, and then, just like that, she pulls back. She becomes distant, less responsive, colder than usual, and you're left standing there wondering, what just happened? Let's be blunt. She's testing you, not because she's cruel, not because she's playing games, but because she needs to know what kind of man she's dealing with. And you, my friend, are on trial. Don't panic. She's measuring your center. This isn't about fear or insecurity on her part. It's about assessment. She wants to know, are you the oak or the reed? Will you bend under pressure, or do you stand rooted, calm, unshaken, unbothered? This is where practical stoicism comes in. The ancient Stoics, wise men like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus, didn't teach emotional suppression. They taught emotional mastery. They walked the paths of wisdom, and now, so must you. So when she pulls away, don't start chasing, don't double text, don't spiral, hold your frame. That's right, be still, be calm, be centered. That's what she's watching for. Because if you can't hold yourself together when she takes a step back, what are you going to do when life throws something really hard at you? Lose your mind? Collapse? She's not looking for a reaction. She's looking for reliability. Don't mistake space for rejection. This is where most men fail. She creates distance, and you interpret it as rejection. So you react. You overcompensate. You reach out. You press harder. And you know what happens? You kill the attraction. Why? Because your actions shout, I need your validation to stay steady. That's not what a grounded man does. That's not what Stoic rules teach us. A Stoic man knows that her pullback is not an emergency, it's a signal. And signals are meant to be observed, not panicked over. This is not a game. It's an invitation to grow. Listen closely. This isn't about winning or losing. It's not some manipulative trick. It's a call to level up, to become the kind of man who doesn't flinch when things shift, the kind of man who can carry silence on his shoulders without needing to fill it, the kind of man who walks the paths of wisdom and doesn't look back. When you respond to her pullback with grace, when you maintain your emotional composure, you send a message louder than words. I'm not here to chase. I'm here to lead. And that, gentlemen, is irresistible. The frame is everything. In the ancient world, warriors trained not just in combat, but in presence. They were calm under pressure, grounded in chaos. They understood that the real battle was internal. Modern dating isn't a battlefield, but it does demand the same strength. If you break down when she steps back, she learns she can't lean on you when life gets tough. But if you remain firm, respectful, and relaxed, she feels safe, and safety is the foundation of real intimacy. Final thought. Become the mountain. Don't react, be still, be observant. Be the mountain, not the wind. She wants to know you can hold your ground, even when the emotional winds blow cold. That's what being grounded means. That's what Stoic rules are for. That's what practical Stoicism prepares you for. That's how you walk the paths of wisdom. So when she pulls away, even when everything felt perfect, don't crumble, stand tall, hold your frame. Let her come back to the calm strength she couldn't find anywhere else. That's how real men respond. That's how you win, not the game, but the woman. If you found this valuable, like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this. And don't forget to subscribe for more timeless wisdom. Her distance might not be rejection, it could be a test. Stay grounded. Hold your frame. Keep your value. Comment to remember. I stay grounded and hold my frame. 3. You got too available. Don't fool yourself. Being too available is not romantic. It's weak. You think your constant presence proves your love, but in truth, it drains the mystery, suffocates the attraction, and kills the polarity. When you orbit her like a lost moon, she begins to wonder where your center is. Where is your gravity? Epictetus, the great Stoic, taught, we should not moor a ship with one anchor, or our life with one hope. That's the trap too many men fall into. You drop your purpose, your mission, your edge, all for her attention. And the second she senses your world revolves around her, she pulls away. Why? Because deep down, every woman wants a man who stands on solid ground, not one who clings. She's not testing your affection, she's testing your strength, your time, your presence, your energy. Those are valuable currencies. And when you give them away too cheaply, they lose their value. You must remember this. Scarcity creates value. Abundance without boundaries creates boredom. Let's get real. Stoicism teaches us that self-control, not emotional overexposure, leads to mastery. No man is free who is not master of himself, said Epictetus. If you want to win in love, in life, in your purpose, you must stop being so damn available. Your mission comes first. Build your body, build your mind, build your empire. The woman is a companion on your path, not the path itself. Be a man with momentum, be a man with boundaries, be a man who is moving forward with or without her. That's what triggers attraction at the deepest level. Direction. You must show that you are already whole, already complete. That's the kind of man who wins. That's Stoicism in action. Let me say it again so it burns in your mind. Stop making her your oxygen. Breathe from your mission. Don't text back immediately. Don't cancel your workout for a last-minute coffee. Don't lose your routine for her convenience. Hold the line. Let her feel the absence. Let her wonder. Let her miss you. That is how you become unforgettable. That is how you reignite desire. Not by flooding her inbox, but by mastering your space. You must stop proving your worth and start embodying it. That's what she wants. That's what Stoicism demands. You're not a boy craving approval. You're a man mastering presence, a man who wins. So the next time you feel the urge to chase, pause, reflect, ask, is this who I am? Or is this who I'm trying to be for her? And then remember the Stoic truth. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. You win by holding your frame. You win by being grounded. You win by leading your life with purpose, not following someone else's. Don't apologize for your ambition. Don't hide your goals. Don't bend your schedule. That's not love. That's self-erasure. And that's the fastest way to lose her. You must rise. You must anchor into your path. You must live from your core. The moment you do, the pull returns. The mystery returns. The respect returns. This is the Stoic way. This is how you win. 4. You made her the prize. Don't put her on a pedestal, because the higher you lift her, the lower you sink in her eyes. When you treat a woman like she's the prize, like her mere attention is a gift you somehow stumbled into, you don't look charming. You look lost. At the beginning, yes, things felt good. She laughed. She leaned in. You had that spark. But then you went soft. You began pouring out compliments like a teenage boy at prom. You said things like, I can't believe someone like you is even talking to me. Stop. That's not humility. That's self-sabotage dressed as flattery. That's when the dynamic flips. She stops seeing the man with the iron mind and starts seeing someone unsure of himself, someone seeking validation instead of radiating it. That's when her interest quietly packs its bags and heads for the door. Old Stoic wisdom reminds us, never chase what should be walking beside you. A woman doesn't want a fan. She wants a man who doesn't need to announce his worth because it's carved into his spine. When you act like she's the reward, you unknowingly make yourself the beggar. And that's not attractive, that's tragic. You were once the mystery she wanted to solve, the presence that held its ground, the one who made her lean in to listen. But then you tilted the scale. You let her see behind the curtain too soon. And what she saw wasn't strength. It was insecurity dressed up in attention. Be the man who knows his value before he speaks. Be the one who doesn't give to gain approval, but gives because it aligns with who he is. A woman senses everything. The moment you break your own frame, the moment your iron mind turns into emotional quicksand. And once she feels that shift, it's only a matter of time before she pulls away. Not because she stopped liking you, but because the version of you she liked stopped showing up. That's not on her. That's on you. Stoic principles tell us that the moment you start needing something outside yourself to feel whole, you've already surrendered your peace. Don't do that. Don't become addicted to her reactions. Don't build your confidence on her compliments. If she's into you, great, but that doesn't make her the prize. You're not in competition for her affection. You're not in a job interview. You are the interview. That is the old Stoic wisdom. Hold your frame. Know your ground. Never apologize for who you are. When you make her the prize, you're sending the message that you don't believe you're worthy of equal footing, and she will believe you. This isn't about arrogance, it's about alignment. You must see yourself as the storm she gets to be swept into, not the drizzle chasing her down the street. Be unshakable. Be grounded. Let your presence speak louder than your praise. That is the way of men who live by Stoic principles, who walk with iron minds, who never trade self-respect for temporary affection. And remember, a woman pulling away doesn't mean you failed. It means your frame cracked. Now you know why. Fix the frame, strengthen the mind, and walk forward like the prize was never up for debate. If you find this eye-opening like the video, drop a comment and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless insight. Comment to remember? Confidence isn't arrogance. It's knowing your worth without seeking approval. 5. You over-communicated. You were doing everything right. You checked in. You sent her sweet, thoughtful texts. You reminded her you were thinking of her. And now, she's pulled away. You're confused, frustrated, maybe even a little angry. You thought closeness meant connection. But this, right here, is where Old Stoic rules offer some much-needed clarity. Let's begin with the truth no one tells you. You over-communicated. Yes, you heard that right. You gave too much, too soon. And in doing so, you suffocated the spark before it could become a fire. Don't confuse connection with control. What starts as attentiveness can quickly feel like surveillance. Every good morning text, every just checking in message, they may come from a good place, but they send the wrong signal. It feels like pressure, like a need for constant validation, like your need to be reassured outweighs her need to feel free. That's not love, that's noise. Let that sink in. Then let it go. Be the mystery she wants to solve. Men of wisdom, especially those who walk the paths of wisdom, know one crucial truth. Curiosity dies in the presence of predictability. You see, when a woman knows exactly when you'll text, when you're always available, when your every thought is on display, where's the intrigue? Where's the tension? Where's the space for desire to grow? The old Stoics didn't teach detachment to be cold. They taught it so we could master ourselves before we tried to connect with others. This is practical Stoicism in action. Hold your center, be steady, be less predictable. Let her come to you sometimes. Let the relationship breathe. You must let relationships develop naturally. Like a fire, they need space, air, time. Overwatering kills a plant. Over-texting strangles a spark. Let silence be your ally. Let distance do what words cannot. Allow her to feel your absence, not your anxiety. That doesn't mean ghosting. It means trusting. You're not withdrawing. You're making room for tension, for missing, for a healthy rhythm between closeness and space. This is the essence of the Stoic rules. Self-mastery, patience, strength in restraint. Be the calm in her storm. Look, women don't pull away because they don't like you. They pull away when they feel crowded, not courted. She liked you, maybe still does, but she needed room. Give it to her. Be the mountain, not the wave, stable, unshaken, a man who doesn't flinch when connection takes a breath. That's what draws her back. Not another message, not another compliment, but your grounded presence. In summary, don't over-communicate. Don't over-explain, don't chase, be deliberate, be measured. Let your actions reflect confidence, not insecurity. Embrace practical stoicism and the timeless paths of wisdom, not just in love, but in life. Because in the end, what a woman truly desires isn't a man who tries harder, it's a man who knows when not to try at all. Let the silence speak for you. Let your steadiness be the loudest thing she hears. That's the wisdom the old Stoics knew, and it's time you learned it too. 6. She's scared of real feelings. She's pulling away. Not because you failed, not because you're weak, not because you did something wrong, but because she's afraid of how much she feels. That fear is real, and it runs deep. This is not rejection, it's resistance. Resistance to being vulnerable, resistance to the unknown, resistance to getting hurt. Some women have been through emotional wars. They've been burned, lied to, abandoned. So when something real begins to spark, when true connection ignites, they panic. It's not you. It's the intensity. It's the depth. It's the truth of what she's beginning to experience. That truth frightens her because she's losing control, because her walls, her defenses, her old survival tactics, they're starting to crack. And so she pulls away. She retreats. Not out of malice, not out of disinterest, but out of protection. Stoicism teaches us this. It's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. Epictetus. Understand this principle, and you begin to win. You stop chasing, you stop doubting, you start observing, you become unshakable. Let her come to you. Don't beg, don't pressure, don't question your worth. Be still, be strong, be the rock. Mastery is silence under fire. She must feel that you are the man who doesn't flinch when the emotional storms roll in. You must be the lighthouse, steady, calm, unbending. Because here's the truth. The modern world is fast, noisy, and emotionally chaotic. Everyone's afraid to trust. Everyone's building walls. Everyone's carrying wounds. But the man who understands this fear, the man who respects it, the man who creates a safe space without compromising his strength, that man wins. That's Stoicism. That's power. That's Epictetus in action. Don't try to fix her emotions. Don't interpret her pulling away as your defeat. It's not defeat. It's the battlefield of connection. It's the proving ground. And if you panic, if you chase, if you become needy, you lose. But if you hold your line, if you remain composed, firm, present, you become unforgettable. You etch yourself into her soul. He who is brave is free, said Seneca. Be that man. Be brave. Stand in the storm. Your patience is not passivity, it's dominance under control. Your calm is not weakness, it's power under restraint. She may test you, she may distance herself, but if you stay grounded, if you keep your center, she will feel it. And that feeling, that emotional safety, that quiet strength, it's what draws her back. Remember this, emotions are waves. Let them come, let them crash, let them retreat. But you must remain unmoved. That is Stoicism. That is how you win. Because in a world of shallow attention and quick abandonment, the man who does not retreat is rare, and the rare man always commands value. Let her pull back. Let her fear come. Let her feel. And when she's ready, if you've held your frame, she'll return. And when she does, she'll return with deeper trust, deeper admiration, and deeper desire. This is not a game. This is a test, and you must win. Win through stillness, win through discipline, win through patience, win through stoicism. Epictetus knew it. Now you must live it. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us, or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. 7. She's been hurt before. She's not distant because she doesn't care. She's pulling away because once upon a time someone shattered her. And while she might not wear the pain on her sleeve, don't kid yourself, it's there. Deep, quiet, waiting for the next reason to surface. See, when a woman has been burned before, even something beautiful, especially something beautiful, can trigger her defenses. The closer she feels to you, the more vulnerable she becomes. And vulnerability, to someone who's been hurt, doesn't feel romantic. It feels like standing too close to a fire she's already been scorched by. That's the twist. You're doing everything right, being kind, being consistent, being present, and still, she retreats. That's not a reflection of you. It's a residue of her past. And here's the truth. No amount of your affection will erase her memories overnight. You cannot logic away her fear. You cannot fix her with comfort. And if you try too hard, She'll feel smothered, because pressure to trust is still pressure. Don't chase her. Don't beg. Don't ask for guarantees she's not ready to give. Be the mountain, not the storm. Be still. Be strong. Be someone she can lean on, not someone she has to explain herself to. This is where old Stoic wisdom speaks louder than sweet talk. A man with an iron mind doesn't panic when emotions shift. He understands that distance isn't always rejection. Sometimes it's protection. A learned response, a scar that still stings in certain lights. The Stoic principles remind us that we control only our actions, not her healing, not her timing. So what do? You stay steady, you honour her space, you stop making her silence about you. That's ego talking. Crush it. Be the kind of man who doesn't flinch when feelings fluctuate. That's power. That's patience. That's the mark of someone who's done his own work. And let's be clear, this isn't weakness on her part. This is survival. She's not broken. She's cautious. She's watching to see if your presence is real or just performance. Women who've been hurt don't want perfect words. They want proof, over time, quietly, without fanfare. So be the man who shows up without needing applause. Be boring, in the best way. Be reliable, unshakable. That's what old Stoic wisdom teaches us, that in the face of emotional chaos, you don't flail, you don't fix, you hold. With grace, with grit, with zero expectation that things move faster just because you're ready. Remember this, when she pulls away, it's not a test. It's a tremor from her history. And if you react with neediness, you confirm her fears. But if you meet it with calm, with presence, with that iron mind, you give her a reason to believe again. Don't underestimate the quiet power of staying. Don't dramatize her distance. Don't punish her caution. Be patient, not passive. Be kind, not clingy. Be unmovable in your own center, like a man who's not trying to convince anyone, but who simply is. This is how trust is earned. This is how walls come down, not by force, not by fixing, but by following Stoic principles and letting her see, slowly, that this time it's different. 8. She wants to regain control. Let's get one thing straight. Women don't drift away because you're too masculine, too independent, or too self-assured. Sometimes they pull away because you've gone too far in the other direction. You've handed her the keys, the map, and the steering wheel, and now you're sitting in the passenger seat, quietly asking, "Where do you want to go, babe?" Don't become the man who orbits her like a loyal moon, circling her world as if you've forgotten your own. That's not love. That's self-erasure. And women, especially the deeply feminine ones, can smell that from a mile away. She feels the imbalance. A woman might pull back not because she doesn't like you, but because she does. And that scares her. When you're always agreeing, when you're always available, when you're constantly trying to please, she starts to feel something's off. The polarity vanishes. The fire dims. You see, she wants to lean into your strength, not guide your every move. When you give her too much control, the balance tilts. And when the balance tilts, attraction falters. You must understand this. She doesn't want to lead your life for you. She wants to witness it, to see where you're headed, to feel the gravity of your mission and know that she's invited, not essential, to your journey. This is where the Stoic rules come into play. Don't surrender the frame. Old Stoic wisdom wasn't made for cold philosophers in robes. It was forged in the fire of reality. And if you live by practical Stoicism, you learn quickly. Never abandon your path to please someone else, not even her. Marcus Aurelius didn't say, "Make sure she texts back." He said, "Stand upright, not be held upright." Big difference. A man who lives by the paths of wisdom doesn't panic when she steps back. He doesn't chase. He reflects. He reassesses. He reclaims. She pulls away because she's testing the integrity of your backbone. Will you fall apart? Or will you remain centered? Be the latter. Be still. Be grounded. Regain the helm. Take back control of your life, not in some loud, chest-beating way, not by throwing ultimatums or disappearing in anger. That's just drama in disguise. Take control by living your life again. Get back to your workouts, reinvest in your goals, reconnect with your tribe, laugh, building focus. Your independence is your edge. That strength, that certainty, that quiet, unshakable self, respect, that's what draws her back in. Not neediness, not begging, but presence, power, direction. Women don't want gods. They don't want slaves. They want men, real ones who are lit from within, men who live by practical stoicism, men who understand that relationships are additions, not lifelines. When she sees that you're not spiraling, not chasing, not breaking, she starts to remember why she liked you in the first place. It's the stillness in the storm, the eye in the hurricane, the man who's living by the Stoic rules and walking the paths of wisdom with or without her. So stop orbiting. Stand up, walk forward, let her watch you move, and if she's meant to walk beside you, she will. But even if she doesn't, you were never lost to begin with. If you've made it this far, you already understand what most never do. A woman is drawn to your purpose, not your surrender. Now it's time to act. Take back your power. Stop orbiting her and start leading your own life. Comment this below to show you've understood the lesson. I walk my own path with purpose and strength. 9. Do nothing. Don't chase, don't beg, don't explain. Don't try to decode mixed signals. Let's make this crystal clear. When a woman pulls away, even though she obviously likes you, your move isn't to act out of panic or fear. Your move is power. Your move is control. Your move is stoicism. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. And in this situation, your reaction must be calm, focused, disciplined. That is the essence of Stoic philosophy. That is how you win. When she pulls away, it's often not about you. It's about her emotions, her uncertainties, her own internal conflicts. And the moment you rush in, trying to fix it, trying to close the gap, trying to seek validation, you lose. You hand over your power. You give her control of the frame. You abandon your masculine center. That's the exact opposite of what a Stoic man would do. Epictetus would tell you to stand firm, observe, and act only with purpose. So do nothing, not because you're weak, but because you're strong. Strong enough to let her go. Strong enough to resist the pull of anxiety. Strong enough to focus on your mission. Strong enough to remember that your value isn't determined by how much attention she gives you. In the modern world, men have been programmed to chase approval. Movies, media, and weak voices tell you to win her back. But a Stoic man doesn't win by chasing. He wins by being. He wins by mastering himself. He wins by focusing on his growth, his fitness, his finances, his inner peace. This isn't about manipulation. This is about regaining your gravity, becoming the kind of man she feels pulled toward again, not because you texted her 50 times, but because she sees your fire burning from a distance and can't ignore it. That's power. That's control. That's how you win. Let her wonder where you went. Let her feel your absence. Let her remember the strength you carry, the centeredness you command. Do not fill the silence. Do not chase. Do not fold. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. When she disappears, be unlike the weak man who chases. Be the Stoic. Be still. Be unmoved. This is not passivity. It's the ultimate strength. It's you standing firm when others would fold. It's the discipline of self, control. It's the ancient power of Stoicism rising in modern life. Men who master this become unshakable. Women respect it. The world respects it. Most importantly, you respect it. That's how you win. Win by silence. Win by purpose. Win by Stoic discipline. Epictetus didn't teach men to chase. They taught them to endure, to rise, to dominate through calm strength. Your focus is not to win her back. Your focus is to win yourself back, to build your value, to sharpen your mind, to strengthen your body, to dominate your world. And if she returns, good. If she doesn't, better, because either way you rise, either way you win. So remember this: do nothing. Don't chase. Don't explain. Don't shrink. Be silent. Be strong. Be sovereign. Let her come to you if she's worthy. If not, walk on with the power of Epictetus, the fire of Stoicism, and the mindset of a man born to win. 10. Return to mission mode. Here's the hard truth most men stumble over. When she pulls away, even though she clearly liked you, it's not always about what you did wrong. Sometimes it's about what you stopped doing. You stopped leading with purpose. You stopped being the man who moves forward with fire in his belly and steel in his spine. That's why this step is the final blow, the knockout punch. You must return to mission mode. Not tomorrow, not later, right now. Reclaim your core. Your mission is not optional, it's sacred. And that mission isn't about chasing her, it's about chasing you. A man grounded in old Stoic wisdom knows this. The world may tilt, people may drift, but your purpose must remain anchored. That's how you grow an iron mind, by returning again and again to what fuels your soul. Don't make her your compass. Be your own. That is what separates the man who gets respected from the man who gets ghosted. Women don't pull away because you're too intense or too available. They pull away because, in their gut, they sense you've lost sight of your path. Your life began orbiting them instead of your own sun. A man who abandons his mission to orbit someone else's mood? That's not magnetic. That's needy. You must understand this at your bones. Nothing and no one should come before the fire of your own evolution. You don't need to fake detachment. You need to live alignment. Stoic principles tell us, don't control the woman, don't beg for her return. Control yourself. Build, move, push. Women respect momentum, not stagnation. When she sees you're still out there growing, building, moving like a man on a warpath with peace in his heart, she'll either be drawn back or she won't. Either way, you win. Be ruthless with your focus. Let her absence be the silence that reminds you you are here to conquer yourself, not chase validation. She liked you? Great. But that doesn't give you permission to abandon your trajectory. The deeper truth, wrapped in the folds of old Stoic wisdom, is this: desire must never derail duty. When your life is rich with purpose, women become part of the world you're building, not the world you're orbiting. Your iron mind must be trained daily, through sweat, through silence, through sacrifice. When you live like this, you don't need to chase women. You attract them without effort, without acting, without apology. So, return to mission mode, rebuild your frame, sharpen your habits, fuel your goals like your life depends on it, because it does. Don't wait for her to notice. Be the man who doesn't need to be noticed. Be the storm that keeps moving even when no one is watching. That is power. That is poise. That is the heart of old Stoic wisdom. Let your silence speak. Let your actions roar. Let your iron mind be the answer to every doubt. She might come back. She might not. But the man who returned to his mission, he never loses. Ever. If a woman pulls away and you chase her, you're losing. The more you chase, the less she wants you. That's tough to hear, but it's the truth. Look, if you've been stuck in that chasing phase, you're not alone. What matters is what you do next. Did you turn it around? Did you move on and focus on your mission? Comment below, share your story. Let's connect. Let's help each other level up in this game of attraction and life. Hey, thanks for watching. Seriously. Here's the bottom line. If she pulls away, don't panic. Don't chase. Stand still. Stand strong. Real strength is calm, not needy. That's not game playing, that's self-respect. You've got this. Catch you in the next one.